Hello, students. Welcome back to our English classes. So, as in our previous session, we were going through stanza wise explanation of our poem Keeping Quiet, and there we went through like how poet is advocating not to speak in any language, not to create any language barrier, if we say, and even he advocates not to move any arms or ammunition so that it may harm other people. And even he is also talking about the exotic moment, that is, it will be a great moment when no engines will work out and even nobody will be in a kind of hurry. And he also says that it will be a strange moment. And even he's also talking about fishermen, those who are fishing, catching fishes, harming whales. And here, like if we say, he have metaphorically highlighted, like he have just compared fishermen to exploitative class of the people who are being oppressed, who are just being oppressed, and he have highlighted them as a whale. So he also is talking about here about the salt gatherers who are hurting their hands, but then too they are not stopping their work and they are continuously working, even if just to fulfill their like self-centric needs as per him. So this all things we went through in our like previous session, in our like stanza wise explanation. Now we'll begin with page number 96. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Now here means poet Pablo Neruda, he's just he want to refers that onslaught on nature that humans have been making in the name of modernization, as we talk about, and leading to that phenomena of decadence and environmental degradation. So many kind of like if we say by our activities, like we are harming our mother nature, or like global warming is taking place. So that he just wanted to highlight through this green wars here means that just global warming. So we are just like you might have seen nations are fighting among themselves as if like hot topic if we go through nowadays, like between India and China, and on the other side with India and Pakistan we have seen. So we all are fighting. Why we are fighting, even we don't know the reason behind this. Like might be small topics might be there, like as if we don't have any that kind of a critical issue, but then too we are fighting. Why don't we think that like if these kind of wars is taking place, like we don't have any kind of benefit with those? As if I told you that this poem has been written during the period of civil war when going on in Chile at that time. So he's saying that, see, like when these wars are taking place, no even a single survivor is not there, like even thinking as if them as our enemy, we are killing them, and what we are getting the benefit, we are harming other people. And if we are doing this, that is not at all like profitable for anybody. And he's just suggesting that it's better for these like soldiers to shed their like blood-stained uniform and recognize their fellow soldiers on the other side of the battlefields as their brothers. So that can benefit us, as if we are thinking that yes, we have to live in brotherhood, will that will be creating like a good kind of feeling among us. And we will be even like self-centered in the sense, like we'll be thinking for them, for their betterment. And even like in that kind of brotherhood we can derive, like by this act of doing nothing we can derive it little benefit. But if we are fighting, we are going to get nothing. So this we must just shed out. We must not think regarding this. What I want should not to be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. Now he's saying that I just want to tell you that don't get confused. Like as I told you about total inactivity, I'm not saying that physically and mentally also you should be inactive. Like if we are sitting quietly, as I told you in our last session, that retrospecting, that means thinking about past, whatever we have done, if anything wrong or if anything good, that we will sit and we will just analyze whatever we have done in our past few days. So that will sit and will retrospect, like we'll move into past and we'll think about it. I am not at all supporting like if you are sitting there and your mind also should be inactive. No, your mind should work, your mind should think about the past events whatever took place, and that will just you'll analyze within that like period of time sitting there. And even I just want to tell you is that if we are becoming inactive in the sense of physical and mental both, then what is going to cause is that is death. So I'm not at all supporting death, I'm not telling you to lead towards death, but I'm just saying that sit for a while and think it whatever we have done in our past. If we were not so single minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Now Neruda opines that humans suffers from collective narrow-mindedness in the way that all the actions can be linked to our survival instinct, and even we are so engrossed with our like materialistic aims that we never stop to just stare at ourselves. Just we are not at all staring at ourselves, but we are completely like we are moving and moving and moving. We never stop for a while to analyze like our past. So that we should do, we should sit for a while and we should think, and whatever is going on in around our like vicinity, if we say in our surroundings, that we must know. And here he is also asserting that by the way he has the way he has enlightened in the form of silence, that can bring us an end to the misery of never understanding ourselves, because we are not sitting for a while, we are not understanding ourselves. So by creating the way which he have enlightened for us, that we should move on to, and we must realize whatever we are doing in our lives, as if this life is not only just for keeping on working and to fulfill our materialistic needs, but we have to look over whatever we are doing and we have to enjoy our life in the sense that we may not harm others. And we should just go through one whole lives as if without knowing who we are and what we want, so that we should know that who we are and what we are working for, like why we are going on working, so for whom we are doing this. And according to Neruda, like it is indeed a sad life if we are not doing so. This is just a sad life for us. So he's insisting that by exploring ourselves, we can tap into treasure of happiness that can only be unlocked through self-realization. So this is just he wanted to tell, just to narrate in this particular stanza. He have just highlighted these things so that we must take care of. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. As if he is also saying, like in these quoted lines, that to take a lesson from like our mother earth, mother nature, like as if it follows a dormancy, as during the season, like we have seen when winter season comes, life seems to be stagnant as ice covers everything and sucks all traces of lives, and it seems as if lifeless and dead. But actually what happens, like life blossoms after with onset of the spring, as if seasons goes on changing. So that change also we have to accept, and we have to take a lesson from our mother nature. He's just he just wanted to highlight that, he just wanted to enlighten these things within us, that see, take a lesson. Just we have to take lesson from Mother Earth. And even that means, even for a long while, our Mother Earth also takes a break. And after a self realization, it again comes back to work as if, and becomes active. You see, like, see, seasons goes on changing, and within this, like, change of seasons, we can easily understand. See, even our Mother Earth also is taking a break. So, and afterwards it come back to life and started giving, as if after this apparent inactivity, she is awarded with growth and prosperity. So even life will not take place if Mother Earth is stopping to analyzing these things and not taking a break, because even each and everything in our life needs a break. So that is highlighting here. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Now he's saying, now my work is finished. I am counting up to 12. You sit, please, you sit quietly and analyze whatever you have done in your past and whatever you are going to do and how precious life is to you. So now my work is finished here as a poet, as I wanted to just put in your mind that, see, whatever we are doing, at least we should retrospect. We should sit for a while. We should realize, and we all should live a life in unity, with brotherhood, with love, peace and harmony. So this is all just I wanted to tell you. So through keeping quiet, like, he is just highlighting the necessity of introspection, as I told you earlier also, and he is just creating a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings, as if we already have talked, like, not to create any kind of a misunderstanding among us, and we should not go for any kind of wars, whether it could be a green war or whether it could be a war among two nations. So we should leave all these things, because this is just a single life which we have to lead with full love, life and care. So this is a kind of feeling which we should have among us. So he just wanted to narrate here these all kind of things, and now in the last he is leaving the scene, as if he is just behind the scene. So we should say that how beautifully he have narrated here, that we should, yes, definitely we should have a self realization, and we should live in love, peace and harmony. And this world, this is a beautiful world where we can create history by doing these things. So I hope till here you understood. Thank you.